So now we're going to create the sun, and to do that we're going to make a new comp. This comp is going to be significantly smaller than the main comp. So we're going to make it about 360 by 360. Oops. 360 rather. And we'll change the background color to anything contrasting at this point. White should be fine. Okay, so to make the sun shape, we're going to use the ellipse tool to draw a circle right in the middle. If you hold down Alt and Shift, the circle should stay the same on all sides. We can move it to about here. You can kill the stroke and change the fill to whatever color you want the sun to be. And then we're going to also make some rays coming out of the side. So we're going to use the star tool, position it in the center of the sun, and drag it outwards. And then using the arrows on the keypad, you can make as many rays as you like. Okay. So just to make sure that these are both perfectly lined up, we're going to adjust the position with the P key. They're both at 180 and 180, so that means that they're centered. That's perfect. The star shape, I'm going to give a slightly different color just to add some contrast. Maybe here. And then position it behind the sun shape itself. I'm going to scale it up a little too. S key to scale. Okay, that looks about right. So now we're going to set some rotation values. R for rotation. We're going to set a keyframe on the last frame. So we don't need to do it on the sun itself, just on the rays. And as you can see, it's a little topsy-turvy, but that's okay. We're kind of going for this cheesy little effect. Let's just... make sure that's about center. I think that'll be okay. So now we're going to add some glows to the sun. As you can see, it's way too bright, but we'll play with the settings here. We can adjust the threshold and the radius and the intensity. And I think that feels about right. And then we're going to also add another glow to the rays. Okay, let's play it through. Now we do have a little bleed here, and we don't want that. So we'll make the comp a little bit bigger. Command Y, excuse me, Command K opens the comp settings. And we'll just take it to 400 by 400. See how that works. Still bleeds a little bit. Let's adjust our star value out here, and then we're going to also grab the anchor point using the pan behind tool or the anchor point tool, Y if you like. So this is where it's going to spin from. So if I hit play now, you can see the spin happens a lot more in the middle. If I put this up here and hit play, it kind of turns it into a gear. But let's just try and keep it right in the middle. Command plus and Command minus to zoom in and zoom out. And then we'll turn our original sun back on. That's not bad. Let's adjust the positioning. Let's pull it over a little bit more. Not bad at all. Okay, so we're going to rename this comp sun. And now we're going to place the sun inside of our sky scene. So I think it should probably happen about here. So what we're going to do is take the sun, drop it in, we'll place it on top, scale him down a little bit, and we're going to position him right here. Okay. Now to get the bounce effect, we're going to use an expression. And the expression is going to be in your work files. I'm going to copy the expression. And I'm going to show you how to apply the expression to the sun. Since we're going to apply it to its position value, you can hit P for its position. Hold down the Option key and click the stopwatch. And now, down here, we can either use the expression to pick whip, we can use it with a graph, or we can, this equal key is an old-fashioned expression that we can manually key in. So Command V to paste the expression value in there. Okay, once that's done, we can leave it alone. Let's see, let's try that one more time. Okay. So now when we animate the position from here to right here, watch what happens. See how it bounces a little bit? We can add to this by adjusting the top values, the amplitude, the frequency, and the decay. So let's just open this up. Let's up the amplitude a bit. Frequency is probably fine, but we'll move the decay up to 2. And let's see how it plays out. Not crazy about that. Let's play with it until we get something that we like. Decay is probably fine at 1.8. We'll up the amplitude to 8.8 rather. See how this goes. Really bounces in there. Okay, so let's pull this back to about 1 second. See how well that bounces. Not bad. I think it's a little big, so let's scale it down with the S key. And we need to adjust the positioning value here to happen about right here. That's pretty bouncy. Let's see how it looks in the actual comp. Tab key to go all the way to the top. We'll hit play. Not bad. So let's play with the expression a little bit more and just take back the decay a little bit. Let's turn it to 1.5 and see what happens. And maybe we'll dial back the amplitude a little bit too. Not bad. You can play with all these settings so you get something that you like. Maybe a little less. Let's really take it back. I think that's pretty reasonable. All right. There's one thing that we forgot to do. We forgot to make the sky. We forgot to give the sky a little more definition. So in the sky scene, we're going to add another gradient to our solid. So the start color will make kind of a blue. You can make this an evening scene if you want. Maybe, I don't know, have some purple going on up here. You can do whatever you want. The white gives it kind of an atmospheric feel. Let's play with it. Kind of like that. Maybe we'll play around here. That feels about right. Okay. All right. One thing I noticed with the sun is that it seems to go kind of slow and then it really falls in. That's because the interpolation on the keyframes needs to be adjusted. So let's adjust the keyframe values. Their interpolation rather. Instead of it being audio Bezier, we're going to convert it over to linear. Let's see how that works. That's better. Let's make this a little faster too. It's kind of like a quick whoop, drop. Maybe that's a little too fast. There we go. Not bad. As you can see, it picks up velocity. It's a good script. Okay. So let's look at our original comp and put our music back on. position the sun behind the wipe. Okay. So now we can animate off the text if you'd like. And it's important that when you're doing this, you always at least need to be able to read in your head the text before you animate it off. So read it out to yourself, next on Sundance at 7 p.m. Then it can slowly fade off. The real pilots of LAX slowly fade off. So we're going to use the animation presets one more time to animate out. Position the playhead where you want it to animate out from. So for about 5 seconds, I can do away with the next on Sundance. And so let's try fade out by character. Oop, I put that on a wipe. I need to put that here. That can probably happen a lot faster. We'll do a nice fade out. Okay, let's take a look at how that looks on the original comp. Alright, so leave this on for another beat. Pull that there. Okay, so now that we have our expression, let's do our last little bit.